Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of Weeds for the 3rd of June 2007. Not Weedy, yes, Weeds. I'm Ben.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And whether you're at home, at school, at work, or kicking balls around in Mario Strikers, this is the best Nintendo podcast for news, reviews, and discussion delivered straight to your hard drive. Okay, so instead of pre-recorded news this week, we're going to do a live news discussion, sort of news combination thingy. So James, would you like to take it away with the first news story?
Certainly. Just a quick summary. This week, silver screen debut for Wii, no Killer 7, record Wii sales down under, and Nintendo Wi-Fi passes 5 million users. Okay, first of all, the Wii will be appearing in UK cinemas as part of a campaign based on live interactive adverts. Over the next couple of weeks, 5 pairs of actors will appear at 9 cinemas across the country to demonstrate Wii Sports. A traditional advert will be played on the screen, with a teenage actor sitting among the audience. A second actor, playing the teenager's parent, will enter the auditorium, pause the advert and challenge their child to a Wii tennis match in front of the audience. How damn cool is that?
Awesome.
That is absolutely ingenious.
So, right, so the kids there, the adult comes in and then they actually play Wii tennis, or do they not?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They literally, like it plays the advert on the screen. You know, you get all, like, the TV adverts.
Yeah.
The mum will come, like, the mum or the dad will come into the audience, look up at the projection room and say, "Oi, stop it." They'll pause the screen, and they'll get up onto the little stagey bit in front of the screen and play Wii tennis in front of you to show how easy it is. That's ingenious. That is inspired.
Yeah, that is good.
That is fantastic.
Wow, look at that.
I was really impressed with that. Right, moving on. Capcom has apologised for misleading people over the development of Killer 7 for the Wii. The publisher confirmed that they were not creating a port for Nintendo's latest console at this time, though they did not rule out the possibility of a future port. The rumour was born when a Wii symbol appeared next to the Killer 7 logo on Capcom's website, but the publisher has insisted that was a mistake by the website team. Now, Jason, you were rather disappointed about this, weren't you?
Yes, indeed I was. I mean, quite frankly, this game is one of the most underrated games that were on the GameCube originally, and then of course it was ported to the PS2. And for me personally, it was a gem, an absolute gem. I've played no other game like it. It is a very unique game, made by the company, of course, as we know, quite underground-based company, Suda 51, and who are also making No More Heroes for the Wii, which is also an exclusive for the Nintendo Wii. But yeah, this game, Killer 7, I can't really describe it because it's an unbelievable game, and it never really sold well, to be honest. Really underrated, and I feel it's just a damn shame that they don't release it for the Wii and make it a Wii make of it, because it's just a game that almost everyone should play.
I'll admit that it is a shame, but I don't want too many remakes.
No, but
I
for
think
this
more
case,
effort needs to be put on things like No More Heroes, the new
of course.
project.
But this is one of those remakes that deserves, because this game deserves to be, to be played by many people, and it deserves to be seen, because it's just crying out for people to play.
What makes you think that just because it gets remade on the Wii, it's going to sell more? That's, people.
Well, because the Wii is a far more established console.
Oh yeah,
it's got a larger user base.
Still.
But you can still play Killer 7 on your Wii. You can still play Killer 7 on your Wii, on your GameCube.
But the problem is, though, is that there are very few copies actually made of it. That's the thing. Yeah. It's very hard to find now. I mean, if you go on eBay, for example, you're lucky if you find about 5 copies of it, being sold on, in real time. If you go into game shops, I found about 1 copy within the past 6 months. It's that hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, but therein lies the problem. It's criminal that the best game never get that many copies made.
Exactly.
And never sell that well.
Yeah.
So
never sell.
Who knows? Well, they haven't denied it for the future, so who knows?
So fingers crossed.
But it's just, I love how things can blow up out of proportion. All it was the official excuse was that the website team were testing that each logo works next to the Killer 7 game, like on the website, to check that each logo works on the website, and they accidentally left the Wii one there. Well, it's like you've got to clear up after yourselves, otherwise you cause a hell world of trouble.
Exactly.
Okay. Nintendo of Australia has achieved record sales of 138.8 million Australian dollars, thanks largely to the Wii's launch. The company's profits rose to $6.4 million for the year ended March 31st, and around 80,000 Wii's units were sold, mostly within the first 4 days of the console's release. Now, I got a little confused when I read that. Have they only just been given the Wii, or did they get it with us?
I'm sure they got it with us. Yeah,
yeah, I thought so. I was like, it makes it sound like it's only just come out, but it's good to see it. It's fair in everywhere. Actually, the Wii has done wonders for Nintendo sales. Every Nintendo office around the world is achieving record sales at the moment.
Which is always over the 5 million mark.
They've been
amazing.
Pardon?
We're now over the 5 million mark and reaching the 6 million mark. So I think that's an incredible feat, even now.
Certainly, given that the console hasn't been out more than 6-7 months. So that's brilliant. Granted, I wasn't really into the games journalism industry back when the DS came out, but I don't remember reading that many news stories saying that the DS had given Nintendo record sales. So Nintendo's consoles, the home consoles, have always not flopped sales-wise, but not done as well as you would hope. So it's fantastic to see that the Wii's done so well.
I was at a family meal last night, and I hear this little dun 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 dun. I'm like, hold on, I'm just going to tune in my Nintendo sensors, getting frequency. Beep, 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 beep. That's Pokemon! And I turned around, and there were a little kid playing Pokemon. It must have been yellow because the sound was really bad,
Yeah.
But and he's got it on Game Boy SP. I'm like, see, that's good.
Oh no, it's great. You see Nintendo everywhere. I went shopping on Tuesday. I went to IKEA, and you had two kids sitting on they were sitting on the couch that was on display, playing Pokemon against each other. I think they'd imported. And then last night I had a 30-year-old bloke come into Tesco's wearing a Legend at Work T-shirt with a picture of Link from the original Legend of Zelda. And then his phone went off as he walked past me, and it's the sound that Mario makes when he gets a mushroom. It's like diddle diddle diddle. It's like, that is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it's surprising. You don't think that many people.
No.
You can't look at someone and say, oh, that's a Nintendo fan, or that's
a Mario fan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Okay, and finally, Nintendo has announced that 5 million DS users around the globe have connected to the publisher's Wi-Fi service since its launch in November 2005. Over 60 DS titles now feature functionality that uses the free service and have been used in more than 200 million game sessions. Reggie Fils-Aimé commented, Nintendo DS gamers globally use Nintendo Wi-Fi connection as an easy, fun place to find fellow players, all without paying anything extra for the service. Now, that's just incredible.
5 million, is that all?
Well, that's good. That's good. How many people...
But haven't...
most people, if you're going to sit down to play an online game, you're going to sit down and do it on a console. Aren't you? It's because handhelds are really for on-the-go gaming, and there aren't that many Wi-Fi hotspots at the moment. And if there are, you still have to sit still. You can't. If you're on a train, you can access the internet on your phone, but you can't play Mario Kart against anyone in the world, can you?
I suppose. Yeah,
but I think if you think in terms of the DS versus the PSP, because that's also got its own Wi-Fi connectivity as well. There has to be. I think that the DS essentially has its own kind of. It is sold far more in terms of what's the market? What was it? 5 million.
5 million.
I'm sure that is way more than the PSP. Far more.
Yeah.
And for 200 million? Did you say? Did you just say 200 million? Sorry.
200 million game sessions.
200 million game sessions. That is an incredible feat for a handheld on any
That
scale,
is
and
incredible.
probably the biggest connection-wise, for any handheld in the history of handheld gaming. I think
easily.
Easily.
Okay. That was it. That was the news.
Okay, is that okay? So
that was the news.
That was the news.
There's always 4. There's only 4 news stories each week.
Okay then. So yeah, you'll probably have guessed, but we have Journo James here this week. Hello, James.
Hello.
And Jason, our fellow Scotsman. Hello, Jason.
Hello, brothers.
Okay. Announcements. So yeah, there hasn't been a show for a while, and yeah, we apologise for it. But there was another.
Technically, there has been 2 shows, but one of them didn't make it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, there was a dippification, as the term has come to be known, because of Dippy's audio. Tom's audio basically went like Dippy's the time we had the Lost show, and so basically it all went tits up, and it equaled one sodding mess. So we kind of lost episode 19, and we're recording it again. It was a disappointment because it was a good episode. It had some good.
It was. I was really disappointed because that was a fantastic episode that we did.
It was.
But they will never know.
I mean, it's a shame, but
it's lost.
Oh well, it's lost in the realms of cyberspace.
Indeed.
But never fear, because we are back with another cunning plan that is to ensure you will never have to miss another week of Weeds. So, James, would you like to explain, please?
Yes, basically, for the weeks that we're unable to produce a fully fledged episode, we will be still producing a little news bite. I'll give you my roundup of the news and possibly some news discussion with it, so that you still get your weekly dose of Nintendo news and you can keep up to date, because let's face it, we're pretty damn good at that. I mean, last week we were unable to record anything, but I'd already recorded news for last week, so if that happens in the future, we're going to post it up on the site so that you can still get it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And so you don't feel like you're
alienated.
Don't forget to visit email us at weedspodcast@gmail.com and visit the forums at www.weedsforum.com, which, can I say, has been revamped and is now looking a whole lot sexier, I think, anyway.
I don't know, it's taken a while for my eyes to adjust to it, but yeah, it does look nicer.
It's a lot rounder, isn't it?
Yeah.
I take full responsibility for all you forumers losing all your precious posts and that, but, just gonna have to move on and get over it, because there's nothing I can do. The old forums have been lost. They are also swimming in the depths of cyberspace. So that's that. No news discussion because we've already had it, so straight on to what games have we been playing this week.
Oh no, hold on. Something we mentioned in the last episode, but of course they weren't here because we haven't published it. We're going to start a new system where if you register our email address, weedspodcast@gmail.com, if you register our email address on your Wii, then we can be able to send you messages when the latest podcast is out, so that when you wake up in the morning and that little blue slot is glowing mockingly, you can sign on and you'll have a message from us telling you that the latest episode of your favourite Nintendo podcast is up. So yeah, register weedspodcast@gmail.com on your Wii and we will send you all a message.
It should be quite fun.
Should be a laugh.
So yeah, what games have we been playing this week or this fortnight or something? Well, the GCSEs have officially started for me. Well, they haven't technically yet. I've had 1 or 2, but nevertheless, I was supposed to be doing revision, but I've been playing games instead. I've been playing some Mario Strikers Charged Football, which we're going to talk about a bit.
Oh yes,
brilliant game. I don't think I've like done the first cup in the single player, but all my attention has been sort of on the online. The game itself isn't.
To be fair, the single player is just to unlock all the other characters.
But you can you have them all online anyway, so there's nothing.
Yeah.
No, but the game itself isn't very deep. I mean, online is basically what it comes down to. Once you've played the single player, I mean, there's not that much that you can do on your own. You really need an internet connection to experience the fun of it. But
the rewards of the game itself.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You say that though, it is good fun. I mean, I played against my cousin. My cousin brought over a copy. I haven't bought a copy yet because I haven't got the cash. But my cousin brought it over and I played against him a couple of times. and it's just good fun. I can't stand football. I hate it. It's 22 men being paid horrendous amounts of money to kick a ball around a field, and I don't like it. But this was just good fun. And it's like all Mario sports titles haven't done anything for me. Like Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, I was never really into, but Mario Strikers was just good fun. And it was good fun, like tackling and charging up your special moves, and it was just really enjoyable. And then when you take it online, it gets even better. And I actually started roaring like the old footballers roaring, yeah! Every time I actually scored a goal, mainly because it's such a rare occurrence.
It is fun.
It's a great feeling.
Especially when you're online against someone who's a complete dick, and they're like, all they do is special move after special move, and then you come in and you get a burst of undeniable power, and you just overpower, you just like bang,
But I find it online. Online, it was far more frantic because, like, when I was playing against my cousin, granted he's 6, but I found plenty of time to get my special moves up, and I was racking up ridiculous scores like 18-4. And then when we played against the computer, it was me and him versus the computer. It was a little tougher, but we're still doing well. When you're online, it's like tackle, and it basically it turns from a football. It would literally like having a riot in the middle of a football pitch.
Into a beat 'em up.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes a beat 'em up. It's absolutely brilliant.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
I also like the way that. Sorry, I've got to say this. I love the way that the sidekicks are actually just as useful, if not more so, than the main character.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want to get a quick goal, then you just pull out someone like Dry Bones or Hammer Bros and just charge it up, and bang, you've got a goal.
I haven't played the original one, but my understanding was that the original one, you really did depend on your captain. But this one, I could easily play with just a team of Dry Bones. I rarely used the captain's like special score because it's so much easier and more fun to use like Dry Bones and Hammer Bros and Monty Mole. Where the hell's Monty Mole from?
No idea.
Oh, he's Super Mario Brothers 3, isn't he?
No, he's also Mario Kart, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good, brilliant game. If you haven't got it yet, then I suggest you go out and buy it. Otherwise, I will.
Providing you got an internet connection.
Oh yeah. Don't get it if you haven't got Wi-Fi. Would they be listening to this podcast without connection?
No, but they might not have their Wii signed up to be in there.
But yeah, that's Mario Strikers, brilliant game. Go check it out now. I've also been playing some Final Fantasy VII. I've never played it before, and so far it's goddamn awesome. Brilliant game. The story's I don't know. It's that good. That's the reason I'm playing it. I'm not playing it because it's a fun game. I'm playing it because I want to see what happens to all the characters, and I want to see what how the game ends. Or
it's a gripping story.
Yeah. It's very good. I still think Fate better is better in the long run though, in terms of characters and stuff like that. But yeah, FF7, brilliant game.
Yeah, but a lot of RPGs are like that. You play it for the story. I mean, like Tales of Symphonia. I've been playing for about 2 years now. Not because it's a fantastic game and it's addictive, but because it feels. I've said before, it feels like you're playing a book. Yeah, it feels like you're reading an interactive book.
Oh, hold on! It is a great game.
Oh, it is a fantastic game, and I would say it's better than my experience of Final Fantasy is very limited, but I prefer Tales to Final Fantasy.
See, personally, I'd rather have turn-based or semi. I mean, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and most of them aren't turn-based. They're semi-turn-based. They're like you've got to wait for the little time bar to charge up, and then once it's like sort of real time. So the enemies can attack you while you're waiting for your attack to come round, sort of thing. So it's not.
See, the only turn-based like battles that I can actually enjoy are the Pokemon ones, and that's because it's based on an element system. Whereas, like any other turn-based RPGs I've played, is literally.
FF's got elements in that. I mean, like most of the monsters.
Yeah, but it's not as strong as the whole rock paper scissors system behind Pokemon.
Oh no, I know. Oh well. And I've also been playing some StarCraft. Yeah, the original PC version of the game developed by Blizzard. I've only played a few missions, but it's good, very good. And if this is any indication as to what StarCraft 2 will be like, then bring it on, because I'm enjoying this more than Warcraft 3 in terms of RTS. It's brilliant. James, what have you been playing this week?
Well, as I said on the Lost episode, but I shall repeat, my tune changed on Spider-Man, and I traded that in very quickly, because I beat according to the save time counter thing on the save screen, the time counter. I completed the main game in 5 hours, which for me is not a good investment. And then after that, and that was only like 48% of the game. So after that, there's nothing to do but beat up thugs. You know, and like clearing out the overall objective of the game is to clear out New York City of all the gangs, but that is literally just standing there mindlessly bashing thugs. And then, like, even when you do wipe a gang off the face of the earth, you don't get a reward or anything. All you get is a little box that says "Gang eliminated, experience earned." It's like whoop-de smegging do. So I traded it in for The Godfather. And I'm slightly addicted. I have never been this addicted to... I haven't been this addicted to a game in a very, very long time. It is brilliant. I mean, going like last week, we actually discussed like ports and stuff. This is the prime example of how to port it. It feels like it's made for the Wii. The combat system is awesome, absolutely incredible, because you actually beat people up and you swing like baseball bats at them. You strangle them. It's just, it's fantastic, and I would say it's better than GTA. It may not be as big as San Andreas, but it's better in that, you've got all the little shops that you go into to extort the businesses. You've got there's too much to do. You've got it's brilliant. I mean, at this current stage, and I'm only I don't know, but 10 hours into the game. But I feel like I've not. I'm only 10 hours into the game, and I've only reached the second of the 5 neighbourhoods. At this point in time, if I open it up now, I've got the choice of doing someone a favour, getting a hit contract and killing someone, doing a mission, extorting businesses for money, raiding warehouses, raiding compounds, robbing banks. Oh, Jesus, there's just so much you can do, and you can basically play how you want. It's almost like the gangster version of Oblivion.
Open-ended.
Yeah. So that's it. I've played nothing but that all week and all fortnight. It's like the first time I've played one game alone for like a while. Jason.
Well, this week, as Ben said, I'm playing a bit of Marvel Strikers for the Wii. But the game I've just gotten 2 days ago, I think. I ordered this off the game website. It's called Star Wars Republic Commando for the Xbox 360, but it's actually an original Xbox title.
Is that any good?
It's fantastic. It's one of the best. I mean, Star Wars games, come on, I mean, they're not really that great. I mean, they're just spawn-offs of the films and whatnot, and usually just cash-ins, usually. But this game, it's in a league of its own. It really is. To start off with, it has elements. It's like a preload to Episode 3, essentially. There's certain battles and there's certain areas which are actually in the film, but they're only very small snippets. But they take those small snippets from the film and they expand upon them, and they make them their own, essentially. But basically, what the game's about is you are this clone trooper and you're like a commando, and you have 3 other squad units, and each mission, there's 15 levels in total, and there's over different environments, and each one takes place in a separate environment, and you have like certain objectives, but it doesn't really do anything new in terms of it's essentially a first-person shooter, but it's very, very tactical, very tactical. If I don't know if anyone's played Gears of War, but in some ways, kind of. I mean, if you played this before you played Gears of War, you would see a lot of the similar kind of FPS, like cover tactics, and you can command your troops to be defensive, or if maybe like you're being ambushed, you can get them to kind of give you covering fire, or you can like position them into certain parts of the level so that that they kind of cover different areas, and you can push forward. I mean, basically on the controller you have 4 different commands. You have your all-out attack on a certain area. You can defend a certain quadrant within a certain area, or you can tell them to go into certain like formations. So it's like if you fight like a big massive army of say maybe 10-20 enemies, you can get them to go maybe like in almost like a triangular like quadrant, and you basically just charge them. And it kind of, you can't just like run in and just blast everyone, because it just isn't like that. You have to really think about how you're going to go in, and you have to plan it out. It kind of like Splinter Cell, you have to kind of think about each stage of the game. And But yeah, it's a very tactical game, and I've played this non-stop. It really is, and of course it's also online as well. The online part, again, it's pretty subs down. You've got capture the flag, and you've got this assault system, which is probably like the best one. But I won't talk about that because that's too long. But yeah, I mean the single player mode, it's one of the best Star Wars games I've played, and if anyone's got an Xbox or an Xbox 360, this is the Star Wars game to get. If you want your Star Wars fix, this is a league of its own, and you must. And it's no clone, I guarantee you, of any title. It's no clone. Sorry about the pun there, but it's no clone, and it's a fantastic game to play.
And now I wish I had an Xbox.
One thing, right? I'm just thinking of okay, how many people have got a 360? Like 10 million or something? Is that how many have been bought? Apart, approximately.
I believe so. Yes. Well, that's what they're aiming for.
Right. Well, let's just say 10 million. The amount. Well, every game for the 360 is online in some way or another, and let's say 3/4 of the games have got sort of multiplayer battles or something like that. So you get a very obscure game, like I don't know, random example, obscure game. How many other people are going to have that and play that online? So you go online and I think that's the problem with having every game online is some games just you're not going to be able to find anyone to match against because
I think the argument is there is always someone somewhere in the world playing playing the same game as you online.
Yeah, but that's what the things that every game is online. There's that many games.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah,
and it will get to the stage eventually where your online multiplayer will have to be so much better than anyone else's, otherwise you won't be played online.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely. I mean, I think someone. I saw a news story this morning when I was looking at. Someone reckons that within the next 3 years, the online gaming industry will be worth $13 million or something.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's right.
Yeah.
13 million.
I think so.
Is that
yeah.
it?
Well, that's more than you've got.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, you can win more than that in the lottery.
It depends if you pick the right numbers.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem a lot to me for what it is, for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on the talk of online, I mean, this game I'm talking about, Republic Commando, the campaign mode is what really is. I mean, if you buy this game, you want to buy it for the campaign mode. The online is just the icing on the cake, essentially. It has about 5 different modes, and each one has got good variation to them. And actually, even well after you complete the game, the online mode is meaty enough to give a good, I would say, another 6 to 7 months of playing, definitely.
Wow, that's a lot. Wow, okay. So yeah, that's that. On to the main discussion this week, and it's going to be all about rumours. So yeah, there've been a lot of rumours buzzing around the net over the past week, so we're going to discuss them in true Weeds fashion, which basically means me introducing a topic, James and Jason having a very mature discussion about it, and then me occasionally piping in with a stupid comment or something like that. Before I start, all this information is from Nintendcast.com, so go there flaming Edstiddle if you think this is all a load of rubbish. So here we go. First of all, I'll read out what the person posting or creating these rumours said. I have had the privilege over the past 48 hours to witness history in the making at the pre-E3 Nintendo Media event here in Seattle, WA. What's WA?
It's it's Washington State, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Washington. Yeah. All of the information I have to share with you is under embargo, but as the true fans and the true gamers, I believe you are entitled to it. As a regular lurker on these forums, that sounds a bit pervy, I know what this all means to you, and I decided early yesterday to disseminate this information to those that deserve to have it. No worries, I've taken the appropriate measures to ensure that my identity cannot be identified, so that I will not face...
Well, I have to say that's a bit stupid, because only a handful of people will have gone to this event, so Nintendo can easily narrow down who squealed.
And also, right, I'm just going to say this now. These rumours that I'm going to read out do seem pretty plausible, but this could have very easily been Ed Stittle just signing up on the forums and thinking, I'll spark some... Because I don't know if these rumours have been heard anywhere else apart from on the Nintendcast forums, but they're still interesting and there's something to talk about. So,
well,
anyway.
To be fair, we do get a lot of speculation, but these ones are pretty hot topic, which are worth talking about.
Yeah, if they are, yeah. If they are real, then Anyway, carry on. So that I will not face consequences for my actions. I hope you enjoy learning this information and that you share my enthusiasm for the future of Nintendo. Where to begin? Following Reggie Fils-Aimé's speech yesterday, now widely reported, we were invited to a room to play a number of already announced games. We were given packets relating to each of those games with a large amount of information and goodies contained within. I'll try to only share the information that pertaining to the games you are all likely most... This grammar... you are all likely most interested in. Then on to the surprises. The first two games that I will discuss are not only on embargo until Friday, but inexplicably... Hold on. If they're on embargo until Friday, doesn't that mean that Friday we'll find out whether these are rumours or not?
We may well, yes.
But, yeah.
So this could be breaking as we record.
Yeah.
Just shows that we're at the forefront of rumour-mongering.
Yeah.
Juicy stuff.
Do not ask me why we are treated to this so much regarding these games that we could not share. I suppose it is that we can say, yeah, okay. So this person's basically trying to make himself look like a nice, fat retard.
I think he's emphasising the fact that he got to play the games and we didn't.
Yeah.
So he's bragging, basically.
But to be fair, you know, when you do go to something like that, you do brag. I mean, I've done a fair share of bragging, for which I apologise. Yeah.
Right.
It's more natural.
So that's that. Right, without further ado, on to the rumours. Rumour number 1, Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. American release date, the 20th of the 8th, 2007. I don't know what month that is, but yeah. Is it August?
Yeah, it's August.
Okay. The person says, my experience playing this game demonstrated that Wii is capable of graphics far superior to what has been seen to date, and vast improvements have been made over the original build for this title. You will finally say wow when you see this game. More importantly, Metroid will be a Wi-Fi title. There is no competitive online mode or multiplayer, but Wii Connect 24 plays a large role. Metroid Prime 3 is slated to be the final entry into the Metroid Prime series, and is meant to carry fans over for quite some time. As such, new missions will become available for download on a regular basis. I have no idea how often a regular basis is. In addition, new suits and weapons are also going to be available for download. No detailed information was provided beyond this, but as explained to me, the purpose is to provide an experience that will be ever evolving and changing, so that the game will become entirely new over time. This aspect of the game was why it was delayed for so long. Wow, this sounds
awesome!
Yeah.
It does.
That is awesome. I mean, when you boil past the wow factor, that's nothing more than DLC. That's just downloaded content.
Yeah.
But it's Nintendo's first venture into downloaded content. It's good that they've chosen Metroid.
Listen. What about if it's the downloaded content? I mean, we could get like a new planet, and then over time missions become available on that planet, and then over time that planet becomes like basically Metroid Prime 4, you know. Like,
that would be awesome. And that goes back to like last week when we were speculating about the last show when we were speculating about Zelda and like having an ocean game where you can like download new islands. That would be cool to download a new planet.
Yeah. Wow.
That would
New
be incredible.
well.
New weapons, new suits. I remember this is all rumour, but still, oh wow, if this is real.
Which begs the question, how far ahead did they look when they developed the game? Because if they're going to let you have new suits and new weapons, I imagine Nintendo wouldn't do it just for aesthetics. It would be to access items that you can't find, that you can't get otherwise. I mean, like back on the N64, Banjo-Kazooie had like the ice key and loads of keys like they were hidden, and people started wondering how you get them. Well, now Nintendo can do like if there's like an energy tank somewhere that you can't reach, it's like, oh, how do we get how do we get that? And then when you download the right suit, it's like, yes, I can get that.
Yeah, like. Okay, so they've hidden items on the... Let's just say there's going to be another planet that you can download. So on the first planet that you go to, there's items that you can't get to yet. And then maybe in January the next year, so from August, in January, you get the Metro music and bang, you've got a new suit. This is the super jump suit, you can jump 4 times in a row. Joy. You can get the items. But then on the new planet that was downloaded in November, you can also get the items that are stuck there as well. So, it does give the game longevity. The thing that there'd be a bit of a meh to me is if that's all that's going to be put on is new items and new. I mean, I do hope that you're going to get full missions and full as well as just little tidbits and stuff.
Well, they may even do. I mean, Samus is a bounty hunter, but we've never really seen her hunting bounties, as it were. They may even do something like if there are multiple planets, new missions could include, sending a suspect hiding out on one of the planets, and then you have to find them and take them out, and collect the bounty that way, earning money for new suits and stuff.
But then they've always got this. It's a Metro game, so that finding the suspect and going through all the different rooms and stuff, that's still going to take you a good 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that's another. I see what you're saying.
I think it's a little disappointing, and a lot of people are going to be very disappointed that there's no online multiplayer mode.
I am not, right? Because
I'm happy with that, because that proves that it's not being Halofied.
And also,
we've spoken before about the Halofication.
Yeah. So. Hunters is right. Yeah. To make it a proper, like a first-person shooter multiplayer game, they have to change what is Metroid. The whole because Metroid isn't a first-person shooter. You don't look up and down. You don't look all around. You hold down L. You target stuff. It's basically an adventure game, but in first person. That's what it is. And if they change that, then they suck.
To be honest, I think if you look at it from my point of view, that as it is, Metroid is a first-person adventure, and essentially is. I mean, a lot of magazines call it a first-person shooter, but it's not. It clearly isn't. I think in the future, when the game does get released and all this sort of downloadable content through Weekend 24 does eventually happen, they could actually. I mean, they still could put an online mode in. Personally, I don't really want them to do that, but I think if any online type of functionality between Wii's was going to happen, it would have to be an online co-op mode for me. Personally, I mean,
yes.
I don't know about you guys, but if maybe possibly even 4 people can connect together and take on the main game, and of course, if updates keep on coming all the time and new planets, you can take it on together and with live voice chat as well.
Yeah, but listen, maybe not the full game, but say you download a mission and it's like, we suggest you take this on with 2 people. It is possible with 1, but the creatures are so hard.
Maybe
it'll take. Yeah.
Maybe they even just make levels and worlds specifically for an online cooperative.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
The problem is though, the thing is, Metroid is so like open ended. You go where you want to go. That co-op it'd be hard to. It wouldn't be like, you go on there, you do the mission, because you could be like, let's just go around and kill stuff. It's unless. I know what I'm trying to get across, but
But co-op would make it so much better.
Oh yeah,
icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But then who would have called her Samus? Because she's on her own. She's an independent woman. Well, unless it's.
And I think therein lies the success of the Metroid franchise, is that this one character takes down, basically saves the entire planet on her own. Everyone likes being heroes, but then I do see potential in the idea of co-op. It'd be great if you could charge your beam, which sucks in the other person as a morph ball, and then fire their morph ball up onto a ledge, and then they can pull you up or something.
Oh,
watch what you say. They may steal that off the podcast. You never know.
Yes, of course we know they're listening.
That's a good idea.
I think time's going to tell with this one as to whether or not the downloadable content's worth it. I think the important thing is not what we get to download; it's the fact that Nintendo are looking into downloadable content.
Yeah.
And if you look at all the other games on rival console, like in Xbox 360, vast majority of the games will include downloadable content. It's good that Nintendo are looking into the stuff like this, and joining it, not jumping on the bandwagon as such.
No.
But not being stubborn and sitting in the corner going, well, I'm not going to do downloaded content.
On the talk of online content, sorry, just one last thought there. What about, from corruption, what about an online, like a level editor, so to speak? So that you create your own levels.
That would be awesome.
Or what about
I was thinking that when they said download new missions, I'm thinking, please let me make my own.
Give us some sort of simple, easy to use, that are user-friendly tools to make our own levels, and you can maybe even use levels for make your own co-op missions, perhaps. Maybe just give us the tools to make them ourselves, and we can host them and play them online together.
That would be incredible.
It would. Yeah, is that all?
I mean, Elodie's has got an online level editor,
And
that is essentially it's first person and it involves little space creatures. It's like a kid's version of Metroid, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So if
it's a
easily
bit like a
done.
light gun game, so to speak, but you actually have a bit more control. It's a bit more fun than just simply shooting at the screen and killing things.
Yeah.
A bit like Pikmin meets FPS games, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, next rumour, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, next rumour. Rumour number 2 is Super Smash Bros. Brawl, American release date, 12th of November 2007. Hold on, let me just cough. I muted that so you didn't hear it. Okay. Unfortunately, Smash Brothers... I thought that was a full stop, that's... Yeah. Unfortunately, Smash Brothers only featured one playable level, which is what you're seeing in most of the screenshots. However, there was a demonstration of the game's Wi-Fi abilities, and one new character was shown. As you've seen, the game looks stunning, and in certain instances, plays like a dream. There are 2 available control methods, Classic and Brawl. Classic utilises either a GameCube controller or the Classic controller, and plays much like previous entries into the series. Brawl utilises the Wii Remote and the Nunchuk attachment. Various attacks can be increased in strength by moving the Wiimote in the direction of the attack. You can also add an extra jump when pressing up on the control stick and moving your remote upwards. Unfortunately, these manoeuvres felt tacked on. I don't know about this one because
I don't like the idea of Wii Remote and Nunchuck.
Listen,
if they'd managed to the Godfather's combat system works brilliantly with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, but Smash Brothers doesn't. It's completely different. No, I'm just going to say no.
This sort of half discredits the rumours. Well, the first rumour he so cleverly built up. I mean, the first one is plausible. It's completely that could happen. This just, I mean, haven't the developers already said we're not having Wiimote, Nunchuk? Forget that. It's going to be GameCube Classic controller. Also, he says one new character, yet he doesn't mention what the character is.
No, but he is under embargo, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but
probably.
He's revealing all this information. Surely he can reveal.
I mean, the Brawl, but to me, Classic and Brawl, that does sound feasible as such. In that, Nintendo may well have received bad feedback, saying, look, you really should use your remote and nunchuck, and I imagine they would want to just by way of thinking, well, otherwise we've screwed with, the franchise is going to have to depend on previous gen hardware. So I can imagine Nintendo would experiment with Wii Remote and Nunchuck. I just don't think it will work.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if they do use, the Wiimote and Nunchuck, I think they maybe just use it in a classic sense with just buttons and maybe a pointer for just, manoeuvring around menus. If they do use the Wiimote and Nunchuck, but other than that, I can't really see any Wii Motion stuff being done with them because they seem very focused on doing it with just the GameCube and classic, just buttons and control. Because with this style of game, it just doesn't work. I mean, the Wiimote isn't really designed for this type of frantic, combat.
No.
It just doesn't. No.
I think the Wiimote and the Nunchuck are designed to represent the hands, right? And in games like Godfather, that works because you've got left hook, right hook, and all that. But in games like in Smash Brothers, you're controlling the whole person, and you can't can't control a whole person with a motion sensitive. I mean, the Spider-Man 3 combat involved you swishing the nunchuck to punch, and that really didn't work.
No.
It felt appalling.
It's just replacing a button press.
You spent you spent most of the time jumping in the air and then pressing A to hit them back. So no, I don't think. I mean, unless the remote is used to charge moves by waving it around or something. But even then, it's just going to say no. I'm just going no. Basically no. We do not want motion moves in Smash Brothers. It wouldn't work.
But no, but
all it is
hold on.
Just replacing motion, with just simple button presses. That's all it is. Pre-rendered, animated, attacks and motions with just a simple swipe of the Wiimote. Which just, what's the point? Just might as well just push your B button or A button on the GameCube controller.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, on to
I think the guy mentions Wi-Fi abilities. I don't, that's a rumor. I think that's basically if this does prove to be false, that's just catering to what everyone wants. I would hope that Smash Brothers is online, but I don't know.
This is what I don't get. You'd have thought he would have, if he was making these up, he would have catered to what people want. But a lot of this just seems to be completely out of the blue, random stuff that just where the hell's it come from? I mean, he's like he pulled this out his ass.
It doesn't seem very structured, to be honest, the way that it's been sort of written out.
Oh no! I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is like, I'm not bothered about Disaster Day of Crisis. I don't want information on that, to be honest. I don't want information on Project Hammer. There's like a couple of new games that that we've never heard anything about. Whereas he can't just made these up. Well, he could have done, but it's
I think Smash Brothers is something like we're not going to find out a lot about until E3 or until close to launch, because Nintendo are holding their cards very close to this chest. This has always been a very, very promising franchise. It has always held in something for everyone. I mean, the original Super Smash Bros. Was brilliant. Melee improved on that so incredibly, and then there's so much pressure on Brawl that Nintendo are just, Nintendo are being very secretive about this, and rightly so.
There is a bucket load of pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Rumour number 3: Super Mario Galaxy, American release date 10th of December 2007. The person says, much hands-on time was spent with this title. It is essentially everything fans of Mario 64 will be expecting from the game. Unlike Mario Sunshine, this entry into the series will allow players the ability to explore vast areas of varying style. By now, you have undoubtedly seen the mini-planet hopping scenes on video and in screenshots. This being said, you probably have no idea how massive this game truly is. The mini-planets, comets, and space exploration are simply the surface of the game and experienced mostly at the beginning. As the game progresses, most levels are within giant planets, each with its own unique feel. I was reminded often of jumping into different paintings on Mario 64 and how each level was unique from the others. Think of outer space and Galaxy as the castle is to Mario 64. Another interesting bit of information regarding this title is cooperative play. When playing with a friend, they will have the ability to assist you in your movements. This works by pointing the star where you want to advance and having Mario follow the pattern drawn. This only happens at particular points in the game and is not necessary for play. However, it allows a friend to join in the fun. Finally, WeConnect 24 is utilised in this title, but no information regarding this was provided. This seems a bit... I mean, it's called Mario Galaxy, yet the Galaxy is only the hub. That seems a bit off.
Yeah, but planets are in galaxies, so if the Galaxy hub leads to planets, that's still keeping in with the theme. The theme.
Exactly.
I certainly would be very disappointed if, when you play Super Mario Galaxy, you've got literally the galaxy and then that's it. So if it's just one big world and you jump from thing to thing, it would feel like it would feel like it's just one level.
It would.
So I would rather that there are warps to other levels and and planets and stuff. And I think if the planets are there purely for aesthetic purposes, that's going to be a bit of a waste. I am not too sure about Galaxy, it has to be said.
But one thing I didn't like with the Sunshine was that the hub world wasn't very direct. It felt like... Whereas in Mario 64, the hub world was, there you go, there's your painting, you jump in the painting, you get to your level. Everything was easy to find. Whereas in Sunshine, it just... Like, the hub, the portals weren't they were hard to find,
I have to say, I did like Sunshine, and I like the fact that it was based more on a world, or more on an environment than the old hub thing. I mean, I did like the fact that it was a village, and then there were portals to other bits of the island. I really enjoyed it, but I understand it's controversial with many people. I don't know. I don't know what to think about Galaxy anymore.
And then what about this?
I know I'm going to buy it. But
cooperative play thing, drawing a line and
That's
Mario.
a lie.
That sounds no. I'm gonna dispute that. I mean, it may be that is all they were able to do, but that is not what Nintendo initially wanted. Shiji has been working on a 2-player Mario platformer since the N64 days. I believe I read in 1999 that Super Mario 64 2 was in development with Mario and Luigi up and running in a co-op mode.
Yeah, that's true.
And that didn't appear.
I actually read about that in a magazine way back in the day.
Yeah, that was like my first games magazine I ever read. That was one of the first things I read. Super Mario Sunshine didn't have like the co-op. As soon as they said co-op for Mario Galaxy, and that has been announced, we can't deny that has been announced that it will be 2-player.
True.
Everyone has thought Mario and Luigi, and if there's a way of getting that to work, they need to do that. If it's wiggling movement, that's rubbish. That's almost like the old Tingle Tuner in Wind Waker. Technically that made the game and the dungeons a co-op game, but that was absolute rubbish. It was just an extra. It didn't count as a full mode. I don't think so. This may well be a mode, but I don't think Nintendo would consider this as a proper co-op mode. So there's got to be more to it than this, please.
And even if this is it, this sounds dumb. Pointing a star and Mario drawing the path, following the pattern drawn. That just doesn't sound.
To be quite honest, when you read that out, I had a mental image of my 6-year-old cousin sitting with his mum, and his mum's playing Mario, and he's drawing the pattern. That sounds like keeping toddlers quiet while your parents are trying to play.
Yeah, but no, that sounds off. I mean, if he's trying to make these rumours believable, why is he putting stuff in that's just not holding up? Why doesn't he put in stuff that's plausible and works?
Well, I mean, it's certainly plausible. It may well, appear, but I would hope that is not the only co-op game. The only co-op mode. I would hope that Luigi makes an appearance.
Yeah.
Because that would be awesome.
It would be.
Okay. Rumour 4: Disaster: Day of Crisis. American release date Q1 08. So Disaster is now the official title of the game, with Day of Crisis being the subtitle. This was done to show the potential of the title becoming a series, which helped fuel Nintendo's desire to purchase Monolith. Each would subsequently be named Disaster, blah blah blah, whatever. The game still appeared to be very much in development due to the lack of playable areas, but featured graphics much improved from the E3 trailer. What? The E3 trailer was just a CGI one? I'm sure.
Yeah, like I say, it was FMV. It was film sequence.
Okay. The most interesting aspect of this title was the necessity to use the Wii Remote in unique ways to assist in the advancement of the game. In one area, the player had to determine that the Wii Remote needed to be pointed at a water valve and then turned to unleash water on a raging fire. These puzzles give the game more of an action-adventure feel. Ultimately, it felt like an entirely new type of gaming experience. Not much there.
Sounds
I
plausible.
don't know, the puzzle bit there about pointing at a water valve and turning it, that automatically sounds to me like a Metroid-style adventure, where you've got to go around and stop disasters. That sounds plausible to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already proved that Metroid Prime it's a good format. It works. And you can get better graphics by doing first-person games. I think that would work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't work. It just.
To be honest, I think it'll change between third person and first person.
Yeah, maybe you hold down. Maybe you hold down like C or something, and you go into first person, and that's when the Wii Remote becomes like your hand, or like the nunchuck and the Wii Remote become your hand.
I was feeling it'd be like the Bond titles, in that you've got the first person missions where you run around and put out fires and save people from earthquakes and all that, and then you've got third person driving sections in between where you drive to the next disaster zone. That might be a possibility.
That sounds good.
So.
Not that much information there, just stuff about the graphics and stuff.
But I think Nintendo have been very reserved with this title because it's not a big franchise. Because it may well be, but it's not a big franchise, and we don't know how this is going to take off, and they don't know how this is going to take off. So they're concentrating on their flagship ones first, and then they're going to start the new stuff.
Yeah, which nicely leads on to rumour number 5, M09, formerly known as Project Hammer. American release date Q2 08. Project Hammer is now officially titled M09. The game seems to be fairly far along in development and featured a number of playable areas. Other than the title change and release date, most of what you know about the game is already available. It plays as previously described, and the various levels I played were all within a major metropolis. The variety of each level comes only in how unique each city area can be from the previous one. So again, not much there, but title change and basically the same thing, beating stuff up with the Wiimote. I mean, to me that just seems old now. We've had the beat-em-ups, we've had the, you know, the Godfathers and stuff, and I mean, Godfather is a lot more advanced in how you do it. This is just swing, swing, bang, bang.
Exactly. Project Hammer does feel very simple for a Nintendo game, that's why
it'd be nice if, like, after each level, if it was like an arcade sort of game, after each level you could use the points you earned to buy upgrades for your like mech man thing. So like you could buy bigger hammers or more armor or stuff like that. I like that type of thing. I like where you upgrade yourself and.
Yeah, well, I think I have to give it a
does
chance,
seem like it's going to be a very simplistic, like arcade-style title where you just run around and you've got to destroy certain things. I would hope that, given that it's a Nintendo title, there's more to it than that, because this is the sort of thing that we could have easily had on like the N64. You know, this is sort of like 2-generation old stuff. We're looking for new gen games, new types of games, and this seems like something very, very, very simple. So I'm not sure about this one.
It does look simple, but to be fair, we haven't really seen much of it, and I think, given the time that they've actually had, in development, I don't think we've actually seen everything that this game has to offer. I think we've just seen the tip of the iceberg. I think we have to give this a chance, because it does look...
absolutely,
To me, okay, at first glance it does look quite simple, but I think, there is a possibility that it might have some potential.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Just watch this space.
Okay, so then the article says... Now for the goodies. A video montage was shown of the following games and channels, all with a promised 2008 release date. I'll include a few notes of what I gathered from the snippets, and I do mean snippets of each. So here are the snippets. Mario Kart, graphically impressive, looked very traditional, controlled like other Wii racing games, Wi-Fi logo. So...
Yeah, that was obvious. That was always going to be obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Kart, it has to be said, will be nothing special this generation, but then it never is. It's just it's continuation of a winning formula.
Yeah. You know, I don't want it to be like, oh, you throw shells with the frigging Wiimote. I don't want that.
No, it will be steering and then buttons to fire.
Yeah, simple.
It will be simple. And that's the way it should be. If it is not broke, you do not fix it. You just add on Wi-Fi. And Mario Kart DS has proved that Wi-Fi works for Mario Kart. Of the 200 million game sessions that we spoke about on DS, I imagine a good 150 million were Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was good.
But I think, to be fair, this game, okay, don't broke it, don't fix. If it's not broken, don't fix it, as you said. It is a fair thing, especially for Mario Kart, and I don't want it to change either, because I'm a big fan of all the Mario Kart games, and I think
don't you think,
right? Look, my favourite.
If the Metroid thing is true, the whole downloading thing, that's coming out this year. Don't you think they could include downloadable tracks or downloadable?
Yeah, exactly.
Cars?
That's exactly
definitely
what I was
yes.
thinking.
And a track editor would be fantastic.
Yeah. And
Brilliant.
they can play them with your friends online. Your friend group people.
But I think, if they do, like for all the main levels, I think they really have to try and expand upon it. I think, the main thing that they can change for this type of game would be the complexity of the level designs themselves, and try to bring a bit more, kind of take ideas from like previous Mario games, and in fact bring the feather back even. Remember back in the days of the SNES, they had that magical feather. That was a brilliant item, and they've never brought it back since.
Because you could shortcut too much. You could just like cheat the entire level.
No, it wasn't cheat, because it was actually very difficult to use.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but it's like with snaking. I mean, people on Mario Kart now, all the sad people who got no lives, and they know that it's like a dance routine to them. It'll be like accelerate, right?
Just wiggle the D-pad,
right,
just boost,
left. Yeah, that's all it is to them now, and all they care about is winning, and then they'll know exactly where the shortcuts are coming up, which shortcut to take, where to go, and so.
But you get that with any game and any game type. You always get people who pwn, as it is.
I think if they just take out the the power sliding, kind of bend over that they've done with how you can wiggle it and you can get a miniature, whatever. If they took that out, then the game online, when it does eventually surface, would be a lot more enjoyable. And I think with a level editor. Some sort, maybe I don't know, maybe a quite an expansive online, experience, and I think we've got a good game on our hands.
I wouldn't mind Double Dash 2 to be honest. I love Double Dash.
Double Dash was good, and it was good having the strategic advantage of having two items was great
as well.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it made racing games for the first time cooperatively in a Mario Kart game.
And you've got the whole Mario Strikers 2-player in one room online. They could do that with the Mario Kart as well.
That would be fantastic.
Excellent.
So yeah, Animal Crossing looks very much like past titles, 5-player logo, not much there, just...
Again, this is going to be obvious, given the success of Wild World, Animal Crossing is going to be exactly the same, downloadable stuff.
I don't want that, I want new stuff, I want new things. I don't just want the same game with slightly refurbished graphics.
Then read further down the list.
Vision Red, original Nintendo RPG, looks similar to Final Fantasy VII. I hope it doesn't, because that game looks visually pretty bad. In terms of character design and style of play, yeah. So, I'm looking
that'd be good. I like a good RPG myself.
This is what I was talking about
turn-based,
earlier,
but
right? These games, you couldn't have just made these up. Vision Red, where the hell's that come from? That's just...
Yeah.
This can't be just... Yeah, this has got to be a pretty...
I think Nintendo are, Vision Red sounds feasible. Nintendo are going to be looking into getting new franchises. We've already got Disaster, we've got MO9, although I prefer Project Hammer, so I refuse to call it MO9. But, Vision Red could well be, Nintendo wanting to start up a new RPG franchise. I think Nintendo is seriously up in their game. Given that they've got a huge user base now, they're thinking, right, we are going to... you do, if you get, sales like this, and, you get this sort of success, it's encouraging and you want to do better. So yeah, I have no doubt that there is a new RPG in the works from Nintendo.
Yeah, because let's face it, I mean, Nintendo are crying out for RPGs. I mean, we literally, back in the days of the GameCube, there was maybe 3, maybe 4 RPGs that were actually really good, and there was maybe only about 7 that in total that were released, and possibly had a sequel to it, like Bait and Katos, for example. But I think with Fire Emblem on the way as well. But
Fire Emblem, it's a brilliant game. It's got a brilliant storyline. Characters are very deep and all that. But that game can be done on any console.
I know exactly. But this is why we need something fresh, in terms of RPGs, because Nintendo really don't have anything. And if we can get a franchise that's solid and fresh,
I do hope that this Vision Red. Because to me, I'm sorry, but apart from Fire Emblem, give me another Nintendo game that has a very deep storyline, because that's what I'm into. I love storylines. So come on, give me a...
Zelda's always been good for story.
No, Zelda hasn't got a deep storyline whatsoever.
It does.
Storylines in Zelda are top.
No, to be fair, Zelda's storylines are deeper though than the rest of Nintendo's games.
Fair enough, but they're not deep. They're not freaking 6 meters
they're
down.
Not,
they're in the
no, they're not as deep as other games.
Final Fantasy style deepness from Nintendo. That's. I'm expecting this from Vision Red. I've got my eye on you. So.
You want a kind of movie, scripted, complex story.
Yeah, and I want FMVs every other freaking second, and
epic,
beautiful. Anyway, Nintendo Pennant Chase Football. He says why this game has only been is only available in video form is beyond me. However, the graphics have been spruced up from the GameCube version, and it controls like you think it would, which is baseball.
We're going to get inundated with sports games.
Yeah, which is a shame.
I believe we're about to get Brunswick Pro Bowling on the Wii. I think that's being released soon. I think it's within the next couple of months. It's just going to, Wii Sports. It's almost Wii Sports has almost been a bad thing in that it can show developers both first party and third party. Look, this is really simple to do. Just polish up the graphics and you've got a complete game.
It's the same with the DS as well, when you've got dogs and all these spawn-offs and cats and Z, and just make a simple game,
ponies and hamsters,
and it'll sell well.
And crocodiles.
Wii Health. People doing a variety of exercises with the Wii Remote shown. Results page shows calories burned and a variety of other information. Mii's are utilised. Wii Health, brilliant exercise.
Yeah, I don't think I'd rush out and buy that. I think that's the sort of thing that would be good bundled with the console, or bundled with a Wii Remote or another game. Wii Play and Wii Sports, I wouldn't have rushed out and bought. I bought Wii Play, but it came with a console.
Maybe in the future, we could get the crappy end of the stick here, but maybe like Wii Health, Wii Music, Wii Sports, Wii Play, they all get bundled into like Wii Games package. Yeah, and then when you buy your Wii, you get that disc and you put it in, and it's like, what would you like to play? Sports, Health, Music, and
they could even download. They could even upload it to the Virtual Console. Sorry, the shopping channel, and you could spend your Wii shopping points on these games. So, like, I would quite happily pay, I don't know, 500 to 800 points on Wii Health or Wii Music.
No, but listen,
You know,
listen to this.
even 1,000 at most, because that's what, I don't know, about a tenner. But
No, but
well, not even, no, 1,000 like $7.99, isn't it? So
Yeah, listen to this. Wii Music. A variety of instruments can be played with the Wii Remote, so not just conducting, a variety of instruments. And each performance added to others to make songs. Wi-Fi logo. So
It's interesting, actually. This is very interesting because I actually saw a demo of this on a video not too long ago. In fact, just like a month before the Wii was actually released, and it showed like drums being played. It showed like chimes, bongos. It had a guitar even, and there was a flute. No, there was some really interesting stuff being done with the Wii Remote. And I was actually quite impressed by it, to be honest. I mean, personally, for me, if this was released as a game, this could actually be quite a nice, fully fledged game that I would personally, that I would go out and buy.
And also the Wi-Fi logo suggests that you can make your own songs and send them to other people.
yeah, that does suggest
play
like a bit of
online.
creativity.
Within the
Maybe
web.
even conduct them together. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is definitely a two-player mode because when I seen it on the demo, there was a two-player split screen.
Okay. Popularity, I'm guessing this is a channel. It says, looks a lot like Everybody Votes with Me profiles. Various attributes can be ranked. Me's appear to be grouped in different classifications for ranking and ease of finding. This is
Absolutely nothing new. We heard about this back at GDC,
Yep.
and I'm really not bothered about this because, like I say, the Mii's have lost their novelty for me.
And Everybody Votes. Fair enough, I still do that, but only because it's there. It's not like...
I haven't touched Everybody Votes in about a fortnight
Don't you
now.
feel that you have to because it's there and...
I did,
otherwise-
but like because I had to give up my Wii, like because I wasn't allowed to play it while I was finishing off my uni course. I just haven't got back into it.
Yeah,
So, and I'm too busy taking over New York and beating up gangsters. Capiche? Sorry.
Nice. Finally, the demo channel. This is not what... If this is the demo channel, I'm disappointed. Showed players downloading demos of Virtual Console titles. Great.
Now, no, I have to say that the Virtual Console system is dying for a try before you buy system because I'm very, very reserved with my points, and all the games I've bought are ones that are all Nintendo franchises that I trust.
But no, but
But I want to try some. I want to try things like ActRaiser or Sword of Vermilion. I'd love to, be able to download a demo, see whether or not I like it, and then spend the points. They can always expand the demo channel for Wii software and DS software. They can always expand it later, but at the moment,
you'd rather play Wii games on your frigging demo channel and DS games than I don't.
Yeah, but they haven't denied that they
can't.
They haven't denied that they can't do that in the future.
No, but why can't they do it now? What's the problem with it now? They're talking
I don't know.
This is cutting edge software that no other thingy has ever done before. It's all
No other thingy has done it before.
No, that's
if you want to download an arcade title, you have to pay for it and download it. If you don't like it, hard cheese.
Yeah, true.
Then look on the internet. Go on the internet, read the reviews.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I've read reviews. ActRaiser and Comic Zone are apparently absolutely brilliant, but I still haven't downloaded them because I don't know. If I could try them before I buy them, then I would know whether or not I want to buy them.
Yeah, well, fortunately for me, I can understand that, but I've played ActRaiser and most of the classic SNES and NES games, and I can tell you that ActRaiser is a phenomenal game. But yeah, I do understand where you're coming from.
I'll download that because the brother says so.
Yeah, the brother says so. Believe me, I've spoken, and you must buy it. But yeah, I mean, if there was just some, even if there was like a timer on it, for example, and you download it to be like a one level thing, and you had a timer, and you could play it for like 10 minutes. And just because I downloaded about 2 games, one which was this dungeon thing, and it was just awful, and it was given a raving review, and I was really quite pissed off, quite frankly, because I spent 700 points on a piece of cat, which literally just was nothing more than just walking around this little pseudo 3D dungeon and just tapping the A button, and it was boring. But yeah, I understand what you mean.
I mean,
it's just wasting money.
Nintendo have received a lot of stick, as it were. They've been criticised for how expensive the Virtual Console can be. Rather than reducing the cost of the Virtual Console, Wii Points, they're saying, well, look, now you can try before you buy, so you don't have to worry about your money.
It's a good idea.
That way, you know your money's a good investment. I mean, yes, I do see the disappointment that we still haven't got demos, that we still are not getting Wii demos, and we should do. We should have been having GameCube demos, because discs are so much easier to produce. Nintendo should have been doing them. But in the absence of that, I am quite happy with this, because it does improve on a system that I've still yet to get to grips with. I mean, there are many people who download a title from each week, probably. But I've only ever the only titles I've downloaded are ones that I've either played before, owned before, or know that I'm going to like it. And this would be useful.
Yeah. Well. I suppose we'll see.
On higher note, the brother will also speak about Gunstar Heroes. Anyone's got any Wii points, buy that game.
Everyone says that, but I'm not really into the running around and shooting anything that moves thing.
It's a great game, regardless.
Yeah, but listen, right, okay. Most of these Virtual Console titles, if the demo channel is there, don't you think that... I mean, old games just, for the most part, apart from RPGs and that, just aren't deep. They haven't got that meat, like Mario Bros.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I could play
because we're too spoiled. We have so many games, in today's generation, but we're spoiled with the richness of games, of now. So that when we go back to these classic games, we think, oh, this wasn't quite as good as we thought before. But is that nostalgia? We're reliving. Well, for me, I'm reliving my childhood with games that I used to play back in the day, and some that maybe I thought were great, and then I never got a chance to play back in the day. So for me, it's a nice thing.
Absolutely, I've gone back to my roots. I'm playing the original Super Mario Brothers. Which I never completed, and I never had a SNES, so I'm downloading games that I never had. So I never had Link to the Past. I never had Super Mario World. Thank Christ, I do now.
Yeah, totally.
I suppose, but
my mum's going back to her roots because my mum snuck onto the Wii, downloaded Pac-Man. So
waste of
fun. She's spending my points.
Nice. But yeah. Now time for the climax. He puts this at the end, I think, to make more of an impact, but I think it just discredits his entire thing. But okay.
He's a very dramatic writer.
Here we go.
It's all good.
The article closes with the following statement, or paragraph even. The final piece of information, however, was for why am I doing this voice? What the hell? Was for most of the press the most exciting of all. A final video was shown that left everyone buzzing with excitement. Sentences flashed across a black screen and faded. I don't remember them all exactly, but they were similar to what I'll provide below. The greatest adventure in gaming. Lands of epic proportions. A hero for all time. A love to die for. Link then appears screaming for a very brief second before the screen turns black and a Triforce slams onto the screen and smashes into pieces. If this is the character model used for Link is any indication of where the series is headed, expect ultra-realism, grittiness, and a very dark feel. What do we think to that then?
I want to see this video myself before I believe it.
So do
because, as rumours go, Zelda is the biggest source of any rumour ever. Certainly in terms of Nintendo. I mean, we've had the age-old battle of whether or not you can get the Triforce in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Every time a game's coming out, and they say, "Oh, look at these features." Even it doesn't help that as we said in the Zelda episode last week. People pick on absolutely everything. When the original Twilight Princess Twilight Princess trailers came out, people would look on every single screen and pick out every single detail and look at it, and try and make up, what it could be. And speculation, spawns rumours spawn, expectation.
It's almost like Chinese whispers in a sense. Someone blasts out information and it gets watered and diluted down to someone else, and it's completely different at the other side.
If this is the new Zelda, it's a lot sooner than we expected.
Yeah.
Now, you know me, I'm all for mindless optimism, but I don't believe that Nintendo would this quickly release a new Zelda game.
No,
We
they're
know
not
that it's
releasing it,
already.
are they? They're just showing a trailer.
Well, no, but show it. But we know that it's already in development. I think the danger of Twilight Princess was they showed it too early. It was still in development, but then after the first time they showed it, there was still another 2-3 years before it actually released. And a game can change so much within those 2-3 years that it completely changes what people expect. I mean, if you remember back, like, you know, the original Twilight Princess trailer showed massive horseback battles across a sprawling Hyrule field. We got one section, 4 balls.
Yep.
You know, and 3 years development must have, you know, determined that. No, it's just.
And also,
I mean,
Magic
it's one of those things that sounds too good to be true. You know, greatest adventure in gaming, yeah, fine, that each Zelda is better. Lands of epic proportions, bigger lands, yes please. A hero for all time, yes. A love to die for, yes.
Yes.
You know, it's just, it's the usual Zelda stuff, and the usual Zelda stuff does make it sound absolutely brilliant.
But I mean, to be honest, I don't want another gritty Zelda. I don't like that. I prefer Wind Waker to.
I don't know. I think my favourite Zeldas, with the exception of Ocarina of Time, were Majora's Mask and currently Twilight Princess, and that's because they're much more darker, much more emotional.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But I mean, don't you feel that? Do you think the same model of like from the Twilight Princess will be used for Link, just a bit obviously improved graphics?
No, every single new Zelda game they completely redesigned Link. All right, they didn't for Majora's Mask, but that was running on the old Ocarina of Time engine. I think something interesting here is the idea that the Triforce slams onto the screen and smashes into pieces.
Isn't that just for artistic flair?
That could be artistic effect, but it could be symbolic of this is the end of Zelda as you know it. This is what's going to be next.
Maybe, yeah. It falls and it smashes, and then a new relic appears, and that's like.
Possibly, I don't know, perhaps not, but that's reading a little too deep into it. But my point is, you know, the Triforce smashing basically means we're breaking up the formula. You know, this is going to be completely different. And Nintendo never do anything just for artistic effect. If you remember, like, the second trailer for Twilight Princess, it ended with a wolf howling to the moon, and everyone goes, "Oh, that's just being cinematic. That's just for for effect." And oh boy, those people felt stupid.
Oh, yes.
I should know. I was one of them. I think this is going to be very interesting. But like you say, you know, this is all embargoed at the moment. It should come out within the next couple of months if it does. So we will see. I personally am going to keep a very close eye on GameTrailers.com because if it does come out, it'll be there.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure that like Go Nintendo will have updates and stuff, especially if a new Zelda trailer is.
Oh, yeah,
And if it is real, then it should be an interesting thing to sort of check out.
Yeah. So yeah, with all that said and done, it's now your chance to have a say in this week's topic. So feel free to email us with all your opinions about this week's main topic, as well as visiting the forums to chat with fellow Wheeze listeners about the latest Nintendo news and the latest episodes of Wheeze. Go visit the forums. Sign up now. You know you want to. Website of the week is www.smashbros.com. Day by day we've been getting small chunks of info on the Nintendo beat-em-up. Some old, some new.
It has been very interesting, and a lot of people are very, speculating a lot. I'd like to just throw a little speculation in. I did this on the old forums, but I'll do it again anyway, for those who didn't use the forums. On the Smash Brothers website, there's a list of musicians, and a lot of them are the musicians behind a number of Virtual Console titles, such as ActRaiser and other ones that I can't remember. What if owning certain Virtual Console titles unlocks extra content or characters in Smash Brothers?
But I think that's stupid because, like, fair enough, it's cool, but do we want to be I mean, let's just say I really want to play as, I don't know, random, Sonic.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Alright, yeah, Toe Jam and Earl, alright. I want to play as them because they got some cool, like, co-op moves. I don't want to buy the game. I don't want to play the game. So that's stupid. No.
That's why you download it from the new demo channel.
But then, doesn't that, like... Alright, you mean to play and then see if I like it.
Yeah.
But then what about if I don't like it? I don't want to buy it.
I don't know.
It was
I just thought it'd be interesting. I mean, it's just it would be an expansion of. I remember when Melee came out, there were you could unlock a Super Mario Sunshine. Well, no, in Japan you could unlock a Super Mario Sunshine trophy if you had a Super Mario Sunshine save on your memory card. You could unlock a Pikmin trophy if you had a Pikmin save on your memory card. It wouldn't be a stretch to the imagination that they could do that with this, and certainly with
I think trophies,
ongoing updates.
Trophies is
it'd be easier to it'd be easier to integrate.
But listen, I think trophies is more logical than characters. I think if you unlocked a trophy for owning a virtual console title that had
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna start a Smash Bros segment probably instead of, because we're still running out of good websites to plug. If we ever do come up with one, we'll obviously plug it. But rather than force it, I think we're just gonna have a Smash Bros sort of chat about what the latest stuff is. So yeah, that should be quite interesting for you to listen to. Delphino Wild came out today. That was today's update.
Oh, is that a new stage?
Yeah, fly around.
I haven't checked the site in a good couple of days. I've been too busy.
Yeah, no.
And once I finish this, I will go and check it out. But it does look good. It looks a good game.
See a forum. So as I said earlier on the show, our forums have been revamped with all new software, which makes them look a lot prettier. Because of this, we can't really have a top poster, etc. yet. So instead of that, we're telling you to sign up. All of our old pals, as well as anyone who didn't sign up previously, you need to go and do it now. Because we ain't joking. The more people that sign up, the livelier the forums are going to become, and the bigger the community will grow. So join now, please. Do that. I will love you forever. Mwah. Okay, feedback. Now this may be old, but hell, it's still relevant. It's episode 18 feedback, which was released all the way back on 13th of May. Wow, that's a long time ago. It's like 17 days ago.
Blimey, it's been a while.
Yeah. It's like more than 2 weeks since we had a podcast. Jeez. Okay. Toz66 says, in the future, if you guys want to know how to do a show properly, then bottle this one up and keep it for reference. Because this one was a proper podcast. I'm talking about episode 18, by the way. I think I've already said that, but never mind. Dippy Doolittle says, congratulations guys. Nice, great editing, nice music all the way through, and you kept on topic and to the point. I would like to think that it wasn't just because James was back, but more to do with all four of you being together again. Stephen Robinson says, it's an awesome show, wonderful job editing. Stevie P says, this was by far the best episode you've done so far. The contrast between this and the last one is astounding. Also, people seem to like the lack of debate, so in the future we will only do a debate if there is something we can really debate over. Competition. James, would you like to run people through?
Yeah, just another reminder. If you download episode 14, towards the end you will find details of a contest based on Pablo Francisco's parody of movie trailers, which is Little Tortilla Boy. We would like you to either post on the forums, or we actually had on the old forums, Dippy suggested recording it, or emailing us a recording of you doing your trailer, or email the script to us. Basically, we're looking for the funniest Nintendo trailer based on Pablo Francisco's style. We will read out the winner in episode 22, and the winner will win, I believe it's a shiny new Wii Points card, which is 2,000 points. So basically, we're just looking for
that's like £15, and you're not even entering the competition, people.
That is a great prize. Enter now, come on.
We're feeling rather generous.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically, if you listen to episode 14, you'll get the idea of it, and here's.
Oh, sorry, okay, I had my mic muted.
I've just realised that everyone's going to have to enter again because all of the old entries have been lost because they were on the old forum.
Didn't we say that none of the old entries were any good anyway? They weren't really funny,
Oh, we didn't say they were no good. They still count as entries.
Yeah, but I know. I think I'd rather people enter via email or via private message on the forums, because then it's your entry, it's personal. No one else can steal it. No one else can, Whereas if you post it on the forums, people have got the, they've seen it. They get the idea, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
That's just
Well,
advice.
people can either record it and email it to us. They can PM us on the forums. They can email us, just like email us the script, or you can register weedspodcast@gmail.com on your Wii and send us the message from there.
Yeah, indeed. But remember to put
Yeah,
your
there's
name.
just a million and one ways to contact us.
Yeah. Okay, release dates. 8th of June we have, for the Wii, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and for the DS, PowerShop Pinball Constructor. For the 22nd of June, for the Wii, Mario Party 8, Shrek the 3rd, Trauma Center Second Opinion. Is that coming out then? Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
29th of June, for the Wii, Cosmic Family, G1 Jockey, and Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. And for the 6th of July, Disney's Chicken Little for the Wii. I think I'm going to have to update these because... Okay. Virtual Console titles, someone. I think Streets of Rage 2 is one, I'm not sure about the others.
Streets of Rage 2, Toe Jam and Earl in some other land. I'll tell you what, let's load up the internet, that'll tell me. Sorry, I thought we'd done this. It was a good selection actually. There was about 4 games last night. I signed on about 10 past midnight, as I usually do.
4 games?
There were 4 games, but I don't think there was anything huge, unless you're a Toe Jam and Earl fan or Streets of Rage fan. I'm not, so... vc-reviews.com. A little bit of a plug there for one of our former websites of the week. Okay. It's Sega goodies, so they're all Sega games, apparently. Oh, that was it, yeah. Kid Chameleon for the Mega Drive, 800 points. Streets of Rage 2 for the Mega Drive, 800 points. Toe Jam and Earl in Panic on Funkatron for the Mega Drive, 800 points. And World Sport Competition for the TurboGrafx 16 for 600 points.
Indeed.
Okay. Right, here we go. Community outlets. Remember to email us at wedspodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts about the show and the hosts, as well as any suggestions you think will make the show better. Also, could you please put fan mail in the subject box, so we can then easily identify emails to be read out on the show. Also, be sure to check out our MySpace at www.myspace.com/thewedspodcast to add us and see what we really like. The Frapper map can be located at www.wedspodcast.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page to locate the map, add your pin, and help us grow our Frapper map. We're not getting many people on that. I've been checking it over the past few weeks, and
people probably don't want to reveal where they are. Some people still don't trust the internet.
I suppose.
So.
We feel.
Okay. And finally, the forums are located at www.weedsforum.com. If you join, you get access to all the latest Weeds news, as well as episode previews, the chance to vote in the debate polls, and a great community just waiting to talk to you. So go ahead and join now, because the Weeds forums really are the best place to be.
I think we need to adjust that for the next few weeks, because the community's still building now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And a great community waiting to build up and be happy families and so forth.
Oh yes.
So yeah, brilliant show this week. Hope you've all enjoyed it, and we'll hopefully see you back next week for more Weeds action. So, from me, Ben.
Me, James.
Me, Jason.
See you, people.
See you, brothers.
Bye.